My name is Marguerite Gaspar, and I have been a middle school science teacher for 17 years in Laguna Niguel. 10 of those years I taught 6th grade math at the middle school level. And I can tell you that over the past, I would say maybe 5 to 10 years, the math standards have changed a lot, and so much more is required of children at a younger age now that many of them are just in a state of overwhelm. Now, I've had students go to a lot of different centers and have one-on-one tutors, and generally what I've seen them accomplish there, and it's been good for them, was that they get homework help. And they go over whatever the assignment was that day or the 5 assignments they had that week, and they get a little more guidance, one-on-one guidance through those problems. What I think Mathnasium does differently is actually addresses where the child is and what kind of a learner that child is, and then teaches them, how to do the math their way, so that it makes sense to them, rather than just problems and just trying to drill and do the rote memorization. They're actually getting skills that make sense to the student that they can apply, not just in the math they're doing today and getting help with, but to fill in the holes from years before, and then skills that they'll use as they continue learning down the line. My daughter's been coming to Mathnasium since she was in the beginning of 8th grade, and she is a homeschool student. One of the main reasons we homeschool her is because she is literally math phobic, and she had been several years behind her grade level in math, while her other subjects she was very high in, many grade levels above her peers in reading and literature and science and social studies. Her math at school was dragging her down and really negatively impacting her self-esteem. She was so much slower than the other students and struggled so much to not even understand the concepts that one of the main reasons we started homeschooling was because of the math. So when we found Mathnasium, that was a huge relief to us, because working with her in her math was real challenging. Even though I'm a teacher and I've taught math for many years, working with your own child is a lot more difficult, especially when she had so many difficulties in the area. Coming to Mathnasium, she was able to work one-on-one at her level, not her grade level, but her ability level, and start filling in all the holes that she had developed over the years. She was probably working at about a 4th grade level. She was very far behind her peers, probably working in about the 20th to 30th percentile range with her peers when you looked at her standardized testing. And after a year and a half, we just had her go through the IO tests of basic skills, and her standardized testing showed that she is up in the 50th percentile, really just a few months behind grade level as opposed to several years behind grade level. She feels much better about math and her success. She feels much better about herself. Her personality has changed. She was really down and down on herself before, and she's happy now and much more carefree. And I think that the success that she has working one-on-one and at her level and seeing her improvement over this time has just been a tremendous part of that growth. We've been at this Mathnasium since, I want to say, kind of the beginning, and we were lucky enough to work with Kapil and his family very closely at the beginning, and now the staff has grown a little bit bigger as the numbers of kids have grown bigger, and yet the personal feeling is still there. The tutors that we work with know my daughter inside and out, and I would have to say at the beginning everyone was really earning their money with my daughter because she was so negative about it, and their patience, every last one of them has been so patient and so kind and supportive through the whole episode that I have been just eternally grateful, because I don't think I could have been anywhere near that patient. As far as the money goes, for our family, it's a tremendous value, because we're basically getting one-on-one teaching, instruction, and support. And for the monthly fee, if you break that down by the hour, a personal teacher could be 3 times as much. It would be much, much more expensive. I would say that if ever there was a child who didn't do math, it was my daughter. And if Mathnasium can work for her, which it really has, it's just been a blessing for our family, then it will work for other students, even if they're just a little bit struggling or they're just not quite getting it, or if they're advanced and challenged by advanced curriculum and they need a little bit more guidance in that way. The way the program is set up to teach students with their learning style, to do it visually, to go back and be working with them at their ability level, to guide them ahead. And the fact that it's a drop-in basis where you can come and use the program more frequently when you need to and less frequently if you don't need to, all of that just combines to make it a phenomenal program. I am so lucky to have found it. I wouldn't be sticking with it for 1.5 years, monthly, even through summers and holidays and vacations, if I didn't really feel that way.